Bible Word of the Day. Bible Vocabulary. Christian, Christians. Little Christ, followers of Jesus Christ. Let's discuss about Christian, Christians. The word Christian is derived from the Greek word Christos, which means Messiah. It is also the word we pronounce as Christ. The Messiah is the anointed one of God, the one promised by God to remove the sins of the world. Old Testament saints were saved not because of their works. Rather, they were saved because of their faith in God alone and His promise that He would send His Messiah, the chosen one of God, who would remove the sins of the world. There are also numerous very specific prophecies regarding the Messiah, all of which were fulfilled only by Jesus. For example, the Messiah would be born of a virgin, He would be born in Bethlehem, He would come out of Nazareth, He would be sold for 30 pieces of silver, that He would die on a cross and not for His own sins, but the sins of the world. And most importantly, that He would be God incarnate, otherwise known as the Word of God, come in the flesh to save mankind. The other part of the word, Christians, means followers, hence the name followers of Christ or little Christs. The book of Acts in chapter 11 tells us the followers of Christ were first called Christians in Antioch, Syria. During the time of the Apostle Paul's ministry, the term Christian was coined by pagans who wanted to differentiate Christians from Jews. We have to remember during ancient times, pagans believed Christians were atheists because they worshipped only a single God named Jesus. Whereas the common day-to-day pagan worshipped many gods, including the Emperor of Rome. In everyday pagan life there were false gods for every aspect of one's life. There were the false gods of the family, the false gods of the city or town where they lived. There were the false gods of the trade skill or job they worked, and there were even false gods for the different social activities in which they liked to participate. Then Barnabas departed for Tarsus to seek Saul. And when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch. So it was that for a whole year they assembled with the church and taught a great many people. And the disciples were first called Christians in Antioch. Book of Acts 11 verses 25 to 26. King Agrippa, do you believe the prophets? I know that you do believe. Then Agrippa said to Paul, you almost persuade me to become a Christian. Book of Acts 26 verses 27 to 28. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, a thief, an evildoer, or as a busybody in other people's matters. Yet if anyone suffers as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God in this matter. 1 Peter 4 verses 15 to 16.